So there's one thing which I've noticed when I started being intentional about my finances, that each time when I have a plan regarding how I want to use my money, where I want my money to be going, where am I going to be getting more money, I actually notice that I actually do better with my money, and there's that flow where I always receive money every day. But the moment when I kind of slide back and ignore my finances and take my money for granted, I notice I always have those emergencies, those unexpected events which just happens, and money will be just going out without really understanding where it goes. So with that, I've actually told myself that each and every time I must always be intentional with my money so that I can have a handle of where my money is going. This is Tari from Let's Talk Finances with Tari. I'm a financial literacy expert, and if you're new to my channel, please do like and give a thumbs up so that you can be able to receive all my videos which I share every Saturday on this channel. So my job is to remind you that your money matters and you must be always in charge of it. So today I'm going to be talking of financial goals. This is our last week of 2021 and we need to be planning for next year, which is in a week's time. How time flies. So with that being said, we need to be in charge of our money because our money matters. So for you to be in charge of your finances, you need to set financial goals. So when I'm saying about setting financial goals, this can be like if you're in debt, how much you want to be paying off next year, and where are you going to be getting that money to be paying off your debts, and you actually list them down, how much you are planning to be saving for your retirement, how much is it going that you are going to be putting, have you researched where you are going to be putting your money for retirement, and you can also put maybe you thinking to be spoiling yourself next year, where do you want to go on vacation, how much is it going to cost you, and all that. That's what you put on your financial goals. It's everything which has to do with your money. Like everything which has to do with your money. That's actually basically what you have to put on your financial goals. That's basically what financial goals are. And financial goals, they're not different from all your other goals you do. Like if you're now thinking, okay, you need to do your healthy goals and you need to change your diet, you need to be like limiting on your carbohydrates and all that. That's the same thing with your financial goals. But now we're just only focusing on money. Because remember, I'm always speaking about money because my job is to remind you that your money matters. So I'm only going to be talking of financial goals. So it's also good to have your goals like to do with your career, to do with your relationship, with your children, with your partners, and all other goals. You need to also to have those goals in plan. But for the sake of this video, we are only going to be talking of our financial goals. So here's the first thing which you need to do. First thing, you need to write down what are your priorities for the next year. What is it that you want to be focusing on your goals? So you need to write down everything. Okay, if you're planning that you need to be saving for your retirement, write it down. If you're planning that you need a vacation, you need to be saving for that vacation, write it down. If you're planning that, okay, you need maybe to change some of your furniture in your house, write it down. It's very important, like each time when you write down things which concerns your money, you have a handle over how you're going to be spending your money, because you know this is exactly how I want my money to be used. This is exactly where I want my money to be coming from. So if you have everything written down, it will give you a guideline and a mind map of where exactly you want your money to be going. And also what you need to write down, which other streams of income are you going to be adding on your money, and are you going to be maybe to look at changing jobs because you need a higher income job. Write it down, because the moment you write it down, you give that direction to your finances. So you first write down everything you want, and now if you're written it down, now we need how are we going to be moving from this step A of us writing down our goals, because it doesn't make sense that I just get my diary and I write all my goals, then I throw away the diary. It won't make any difference on my finances. So now the next thing, we now need to put a plan. How are we going to be achieving our goals? So now it's more like you're now breaking down what you have written down. That, okay, we say that I'm going to be saving for retirement. Okay, let's use that example that I'm going to be saving for my retirement. Now I'm going to put a timeline. So at the end of the day, you must always remember that your goals needs to be SMART. Yes, they have to be SMART. What do I mean about being smart? At least if I say that I want to be saving for retirement, I have to be specific. I specified that I'm going to be saving for retirement. That's being specific. That is on our SMART acronym. So you put that, okay, I'm going to be saving for retirement, and I'm planning maybe to retire maybe at the age of 50 or at the age of 40 or at the age of 65 or 70, whatever it is that you want. Be specific when you want to retire, because that will give you a hint and how much you need to be saving for that. Right, you have put that you have been specific of what you're saving for. You're saving for retirement, and you put when you want to retire, and you're just being specific of what you want. Then 2, our M, it needs to be measurable. You need to now to put a timeline. Remember what you say, like you put like when do you planning to retire. At least it has to be measurable, that okay, in the next, like from next year or in the next 5 years, I'm planning to be putting this much on my retirement for me to have a comfortable life and to maintain my lifestyle which I'm living now when I retire at this age. So at least you are putting it measurable, and to looking at your budget, you will notice that this is how much I can afford, or this is how much I'm willing to sacrifice for me to continue having this lifestyle which I'm having now. Because you must always remember that your future self is as important as your present self. So you need to start planning for it today. So if you want to continue, like when you retire, going to vacations, having the nice healthy meals you are having now, you need to be putting that money now. Because if you don't put that money now, which means you will struggle when that comes in, when that time comes in. So it has to be measurable, right? Then it has to be accurate. You have to be accurate. Okay, that I'm saving for my retirement, and I'm thinking that with the lifestyle which I'm maintaining, I must at least save maybe 2,000 Rand a month. And if I do that, like strictly religiously save that 2,000 Rand every month for the next 10 years, I might have a position where I have enough money to sustain me for whatever lifetime I'll be surviving here on this earth. So you have to be accurate of what exactly you want. You need to have that picture of that future you want on your retirement age. Just think of that, okay, where you want to be staying, where the money is going to be coming from, and if the money you're going to be putting in is going to be enough. You have those conversations with yourself and be honest when you're having those conversations with yourself. Then we have spoken about the S, M, and A. Now we are on our R. Now you need to be realistic. I can say that I want to save 2,000 Rand, but when I'm doing my budget, if I don't need the 2,000 Rand, because all my income and expenses, they're all like, I don't have any extra money which is coming from. So at the end of the day, you need to be realistic. You are saying that you're going to be having 2,000 Rand. Yes, okay, let's put the 2,000 Rand on the budget, and you see that it's not aligning with your income. So where are you going to be getting that extra income? So if you see that you don't have enough money now to be saving for that, it's now time to think, where are you going to be getting the extra income to start saving for that? Or where are you actually going to be cutting down on your current budget? What can you actually cut down and start putting that money to save for your future? Because remember, that future self is very important to be considered now. So you need to be realistic. Ask yourself questions that, okay, I think I was being realistic that if I save this, I'm being realistic that if I save 2,000, at least I can have the lifestyle which I want when I retire. But I don't have that money on my budget. Where am I going to be getting that money? Now you need to put your mind to work, to think, where can you get extra income, where can you get extra money to sustain you for that, or what can you actually cut down on your budget? Because if you look down on your budget and if you're being honest with yourself, you can find other things which are not necessary, where you're just spending your money on, but you can actually cut down on those things. So you choose, do you either want to maintain your budget as is and have other extra income where you can fund for your retirement, or do you want to cut down? You choose, the choice is yours. You can do what makes you feel comfortable. Then the last one is timeline. If you make your budget, you need to put your timelines on your budget. So if you make your financial goals, you need to put a timeline on your financial goal. Because if you just make your goals and you don't put a timeline on them, one, it's either you won't be able to achieve them because you don't have a deadline on one where you want to achieve that, or you just say that, oh, you know what, Tarish is always talking about things which don't work. But to be honest, I've been using these goals. I'm someone who's always like, I want my things to be planned and I always write down things. And if you put a timeline, it kind of gives you a pressure, and it kind of gives your mind to be always working on how can I achieve these goals, because these are the goals which I've set for myself, and I'm really willing to be working to achieve them. So putting a timeline on your goals can help you to achieve those goals. So that's what the SMART acronym means. So, and then the other most important thing which you must also always remember when you're setting your goals, when you set your goals, you must always remember those goals, they are for yourself. Right. Don't set your goals comparing yourself with your friends, comparing yourself with your relatives, because you won't be able to achieve those goals. So when you're setting your goals, remember that the goals are for you and you're doing the best for yourself, not like you're in a competition. But always remember that you are not in a competition with anyone. The only person you're in competition with is yourself, because you need to do better for yourself and for your finances. That's what matters at the end of the day. So those are the most important things you need to remember when you're making your financial goals. And if you want to know more about making financial goals, please do reach us out on email. Then I can assist you on how you can make your financial goals. But that's a very important tool to start your new year with, and always have somewhere where you can actually write your goals. Or if you're a tech savvy person, you can put it on your phone or on your tablet or on your laptop. But remember, financial goals are important. Till we meet next time, bye for now.